Hello, this is Sara Bachmeier with Egyptian Numerology. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. This is a video on the master number 11-2, and it's about challenges or opportunities. Each day we're faced with choices, and every day we make choices based on our experience with fear or courage. What separates a challenge from an opportunity? In my experience, it's the deep desire to find peace within my life. And when I've had enough suffering, I'm willing to let go of resistance and search for a truth that can hold my head up above water. When the dark night of the soul knocks once or twice in a person's life, it can be easy to become swallowed within the abyss of death. This can take the face of depression, anxiety, or just a series of bad decisions, hoping to find a little pleasure within a momentary release. I've written several articles on Egyptian numerology, and a few of them are published in Law of Attraction magazine. The one thing that interviewers always want to know are about my struggles and challenges that I've had to face in my life, and especially how Egyptian numerology has helped me overcome them. And I understand that this is important information to share, and it also makes for juicy material that sells, but I don't share these things lightly, not even for a quick sale. I'm a private person, and I really don't like getting caught up in the story of my life. For a couple good reasons. One is that it no longer runs my life, even though I'm grateful for the experience, because I would not be who I am today without them. And the second reason is because the details are graphically horrific and not something that I casually describe to the public, although I do mention them in my second book that'll be published sometime this year, called The Path of the Wounded Healer. And I mention my story in this book because it pertains to the topic and the title of my book. But I'm willing to tell my story today, a little bit of my story. So my life with living with the master number 11-2 found me at the age of 12, abducted by racial gang members, where I was tortured sexually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I was threatened not to expose these monsters or my family would be killed and my house would be burned down. They stalked me day and night, often putting dead animals in my mailbox and even following me to school and threatening me at knife point. I lived with this secret for 13 years, and in the meantime, I covered my fear and anxiety with drugs and alcohol. You could say that my childhood and innocence ended early, but my search for a meaning to life started and took me deep into the psychology of the soul, where I studied metaphysics, astrology, numerology, teachings of the ascended masters, and Eastern philosophy. So this chain of events didn't destroy me, but instead set a course for me to follow that wouldn't have taken place if the circumstances in my life previously were any different. I eventually recovered from my drug and alcohol addiction and found a set of spiritual principles to live by. I cleaned up and I asked for help, and I allowed my deep desire to find meaning to my life lead me to Egyptian numerology. And it was here that I was able to make sense of what happened to my life, and what's going to happen in my life. I studied the number frequencies of my birth chart and the arithmancy of my birth certificate name. And there it was. Not only did I discover what my soul life contract agreement is, I finally had the answers to why things happened the way that they did. You see, the path of the wounded healer Happens with almost every master number. I contracted before birth to undergo specific challenges, whether they were karmic related or my soul's journey to overcome these tragedies or both. They were not isolated incidents, but they were programmed to happen at a specific time with specific people in my life in order to alter the course and the direction of my destiny. I also study timelines in Egyptian numerology, and this confirms that this information is true. I don't believe that when we sat in front of the karmic board before birth, that we saw these circumstances as good or bad, but as more as opportunities for personal growth that would lead us to a juncture to help uplift the consciousness of mankind. I believe that we also contracted to have specific people, places, and events take place to intercept our travels into darkness, but we always have a choice. Some of us are not so lucky. We don't survive the trials and tribulations of the dark night of the soul, and this is why I work with so many people to help them understand what their challenges are and what their opportunities are. And the only difference between the two are our choices. Egyptian numerology helps people see what they contracted to happen before birth and why. And with this information in hand, it's like having the instructions available and ready when it's time to make a decision. And I get to witness the aha moments when everything clicks and acceptance can finally step in where uncertainty had homesteaded for a very long time. So before you make a final decision regarding the circumstances of your life, make sure you have all the information that you can gather. If the information settles comfortably in your heart, then you know it's time to make a choice. And it's always my intention that you would choose to live the life you were born to experience, with love, peace, wisdom, and understanding. So, Egyptian numerology is the alchemy from ancient wisdom. Through the frequencies of numbers and the position of the planets used to transform your life toward prosperity, love, and overall well-being. Working with the magical frequencies of numbers transmutes lead into gold, as challenges melt into pivotal opportunities. We begin to understand the powerful forces behind the frequencies of our birth date and our birth name. And then there are no coincidences in this accurate mapping, as it points to not only your soul life mission, but your path, purpose, and destiny within. There are universal laws governing each number. And when we learn how to access these, doors will open toward a new frontier full of possibilities and unlimited dreams to come true. Alchemy is where science meets spirit, and they join together for the pure sake of creating. I walk individuals through their soul life agreement and journey in my 90-day program and system called Uncover and Discover Your Soul Life Agreement and Manifest Your Destiny with Egyptian Numerology. My book, Egyptian Numerology, Emergence into the Fifth Dimension, was published last year and featured in 91 cities and 24 news channels. I have several articles published in Law of Attraction magazine, and I've been interviewed on radio in 3 different countries. My goal and mission statement is to provide an accurate and detailed roadmap that encourages, confirms, and challenges individuals to fulfill what they came here to do, and to elevate your spiritual awareness by inviting the realm of the 5th dimension, the opening of the heart chakra, to touch your life in ways never dreamt possible. If you're ready to leap into the abyss of light and allow the alchemy of ancient wisdom alter your human experience, visit my website at www.egyptiannumerology.org/about author. Thank you for joining me today. Stay tuned for the next video.